Wish, Disney's latest animated film, had a production cost of approximately $200 million. Meanwhile, it made around $81 million in the box office, leading to a current net loss of $119 million. In comparison, Attack on Titan has sold over 120 million copies of its manga worldwide, and while sure subscription services do muddy the water quite a bit, which I will touch on more later, for now let's just point out that Disney Plus subscriptions have been dropping by 14 million since 2022. So the natural question is of course, why is this the case and what makes anime succeed where Disney fails? And well, a good start would be the Disney CEO himself admitting to movies overly focusing on the message behind them. Now I want to avoid getting too political here, so instead let's focus on what it means to overly focus on the message. It does not mean that movies, shows or anime should stay away from messages completely. It's after all one of the things I would argue makes it art and not just a cinematic version of a roller coaster ride. Not to mention an interesting theme could make the show more entertaining, and the main focus should be to entertain, once again quoting Bob Iger. And if you wanted to focus more on its message, then go back to writing a good story around it, like Frozen and her independence, or the many themes in The Hunchback of Notre Dame, or hell, look at your competitors, the anime world, with examples like Attack on Titan and Vinland Saga's messages on war, or Friedren's message about enjoying things while they last. And those are of course only a fraction of the anime examples I could give, but the point right now is about how Disney will continue to fail in what it has evidently failed at in the last couple of years, unless they manage to make the messages more natural. The consequences of those failures is that several shows pushing these messages are failing. The reason why is not because people are against the messages and ideas, or well, it depends on idea to idea and person I guess, but similarly to YouTube, I think a bigger issue is I can't make a title like Willow's Magical Journey and a thumbnail with Willow's face on it and then have the video be about a lesbian couple. Yet this is exactly what Disney did, and as a consequence, Willow performed so poorly it was removed from Disney Plus subscription services. And for the record, the issue isn't the lesbian couple, the issue is the promise being made and then broken. It also risks falling outside its target audience this way. Now with that said, I do think it's fair to mention, without taking back any of the issues I just mentioned or insinuating that Bob Iger's words are less true, these numbers are without a doubt affected by the world, more specifically a global pandemic followed by a recession. Disney, like most other companies, is going to be affected by families who can no longer afford to go see the movies, people have to cancel some of their subscriptions, and any other downside of the current state of the world, which could explain Disney's rampant stock decline from its all-time high in 2021 when it was worth $197 a stock to, as of writing this, the stock is worth only $93. And it's about this time in my research that I started looking at anime, and I got one question. You see, if the subscriptions and economic downfall were due to the pandemic, how come that Bloomberg claims that Crunchyroll experienced a rapid subscriber growth during the pandemic? In fact, if my sources are correct, it went from 5 million according to Crunchyroll in 2021 to 10 million paying subscribers according to Sony's earning report in 2023. That is double the amount they had before, and in case you're thinking about Disney Plus having more subscribers in total at a stunning 150 million subscribers, I do want to point out that Crunchyroll had over 120 million registered users overall in 2021, but if we look at the growth of the paying numbers of subscribers for Crunchyroll, it also indicates that free Crunchyroll memberships could have increased to the point where it surpassed Disney Plus. Now, for full transparency, I do have to point out that unlike Crunchyroll, Disney Plus don't offer any type of free services, which certainly is worth taking into account. At the same time, the culture around the anime is to watch it on pirate sites. I also want to address that Disney has been establishing itself since 1923, while Crunchyroll was founded in 2006. But enough about numbers and statistics. I think even with that and the political stuff, we have still not addressed a big part, because I would argue that the quality isn't always the same. Now, get me right, I'm not saying Disney's quality is bad at all or that they are without talent. Obviously not, since they still have 150 million subscribers. But if we look at some of the more high hype anime fights of the last couple of years, I challenge you to bring up examples that come as close. The only one I can think of is Across the Spider-Verse. How about the beautiful and soul-touching story of Frieren? Once again, what comes close? How about the playful artistic decisions of Psalm 100's animation? Or the comedy of Konosuba? The list goes on, and each and every time I can't find a recent example that can beat them. The only one where I see Disney having the lead is musicals, since it's very rare for anime to do in the first place, and while a few openings do get close, the only example of an actual musical reaching Disney level is Sing a Bit of Harmony. So for someone like me who likes musicals, Disney wins there, but as I myself have been made painfully aware of, musicals aren't really the trendy topic today, and when that's the only category you win at least in the animated world, it's no shock that people will look another way when they want animation. Other ways like Crunchyroll, which I used as an example for having a huge collection of anime, even more if you use my referral link down below to NordVpn, which also has threat protection in case you do decide to sail the high seas for your anime content, like One Piece, which you can find out more about by clicking here. With that said, take care, bye!